Just got a little drive-by by one of them. They've kind of started not doing that as much. I guess it was just a little obvious. But what they're not stopping doing is gassing the shit out of the dogs and the cat. Very clearly gassed to shit. Vita. 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 Kitty's looking unwell. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Kitty. It looks like a little bit of blood coming out of the eye there. I think the eye has just got some permanent damage to it. Hey, Kitty. I just don't know if it comes across on video how sick these animals are. You know? But it's very clear to me. I mean, they are my animals, so I would know, but I mean, any vet could, like, look at this video, I would think. And, I mean, look at the bloodshot red eyes, glassiness. So you could say this is exhaustion, but this is how they are all the time, pretty much, unless I can get them fresh air. And even with this window open, this door open, I mean, you still got people tossing it at the house, and then, most importantly, I mean, it's amazing how much air is coming out of here. Despite it not running. I mean, the heat's not on. Because they can't just use it when the heat's on, or else they'd just be running the heat 24/7. The one that seems to be of particular is this one. That's where you hear some other sort of machinery going on. But you can actually tell when you walk through the house that she's able to particularly do certain rooms. I mean, why waste gas on 1, 2, 3 empty bedrooms? What she does is this one, the dining room one, this kitchen one, and the living room one. And then she also tosses it at the lights and even at the ceiling, if need be. Like, because I moved the bed over there near to the sliding glass doors, mostly so that if I'm being raped, that they can be seen from the street. So I actually need to get the bed closer, but then at the same time I've got the dilemma of the people tossing the stuff, pelting it as I would call it, at the sliding glass doors. Then I have to deal with that, because then if you're right on the other side of that, it's going to be more potent than if I was further back. But it's amazing, like I can feel the cold air. And I just don't think that these things usually do that. I mean, I'm not from the mainland, so heating systems are a bit foreign for me. But I'm guessing that especially during the winter, these type of things don't do that, because that would be contradictory for what their purpose is, which is to heat. So you have the heater come on and then it just shuts off. But what is happening here, like right now, is I can actually feel the cool air blowing through there, much less when I go up there, and you can actually hear that on audio, the air coming through there at force, and it's cold. So I'm doubting that this brand new venting system that was just installed the week I moved in, the week I actually was paying to live here despite not being able to live here, that brand new system would shoot cold air out of it when it's not shooting hot air out. It just seems contradictory for what the purpose of the whole mechanics would be, which would be to heat the room. Because, I mean, wouldn't that would kind of backtrack on heating? You'd never really get the temperature that high in the room if on the alternative, every time the heat would stop, you have cold air blasting through, which is what's happening. But that's because they have to maintain the gas. So they can claim that having it on still makes sense, but I don't think they can claim that having cold air blasting out of it is normal, because it just wouldn't increase the temperature. Like I have it set at 81, yet surprisingly it's at 70, and that's just because it's a warmer night. But lately it's been like at night like 66, even though I will try to make it, let's even just put it at 75, which is a more reasonable thing. 73, how about that? That should be able to get to 73. But it can't, because there's cold air, toxic cold air coming out of it, which is actually giving me chest pains, because it's contradicting the coffee and all the other shit that I've drank to try to not be raped. So this is obviously not helping. I mean, you'd think it would be having air, but it's because the gas is actually heavier. So, and then of course you have people actually pelting stuff at the window. So you open the window for fresh air, but then, you know, it's such a great little system for them. So they're not going to do it now, but the moment that I press stop on this video recording, they'll be little tink, tink, tink at this.